Word for number of tabs tabbed, you would get it for sure.
I'm tabbing.
Happy holidays, everybody. Welcome to Geek Spot News. Thank you for finding the Geek Spot with us.
I'm blaming it on your Google sheet.
Wow, what happened? What did my Google sheet do to you?
It turned my camera off.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yep.
Of all of the programs that you could say might shut down your camera.
Nope, I'm in IT. That's how it works.
Oh. In that case, that explains why your first move was to turn it off and turn it back on.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I fixed a problem today with just that exact option. 3 to be exact.
That seems late, but there we are. So thanks for everybody for finding us. I'm Jack. That's Frank. Here to bring you all the latest. It is around the end of the year, so we are gonna talk about our list of how 2025 went. We should have another episode this year, so we'll be sneaking in what we're looking forward to next year that's coming out in that one. But in the meantime, Frank, what have you been up to besides rebooting and tabbing away?
You know, I drew a blank for a second. I've been up to actually this weekend was pretty packed weekend. Let's see. I went out and saw somebody in a bar playing music. That was fun.
Well, that's exciting. Was that somebody me? It's hard to keep up.
You. Yes, that's somebody was you. Yes, that was fun. Couple of us
we did
went
see
out.
each other in person again with no evidence that we were in the same room.
None at all. No tags. No tags on. Just the way it should be. No tags on Facebook. No pictures taken. Right before the party bus showed up. We dipped right as the party bus showed up.
Yeah.
Good timing for us. I spent Sunday baking all day, mostly. I did 2 batches of chocolate chip cookies and a batch of butterscotch cookies. And then Wednesday, I'm going to do fudge.
Okay.
And Christmas, it looks like I'm going to make a ham and I'm going to crock pot some mac and cheese for me and my kid. We're kind of... It's been a rough year, so we're just going to kind of chill at home, just the two of us on Christmas. He's off from work. I'm off. We're just going to kind of chill and just take it easy this year.
Very nice. Taking the relaxing route. I've done that a few times.
I sat next to Matt the whole time, T.
T. Charles P. Good to see you all.
Michigan Rocks. What are Michigan Rocks? I'm assuming they're cookies.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
No, I'm asking what Michigan.
I know. I've never heard of a Michigan Rock.
Neither have I. I don't know what they are. What did you do besides play music for me? You played what? You played 3 songs for me?
Something like that. Was it 3? I thought it was 2.
Let's see. I got
it was 3 because one was not on purpose, but it was your favorite one of the bunch.
Which one? The Africa one?
No, the Goo Goo Dolls.
The Goo Goo Dolls one was phenomenal. Listen, Jack did an acoustic version of Better Days by Goo Goo Dolls, and it was absolutely fan-fucking-tastic.
I appreciate that.
And then the next 3 songs you started, I looked at Matt and I looked at Ange and I went, "This is In Your Eyes." And she went, "This is not In Your Eyes." And I went, "It starts the same." And she went, "It does not start the same." None of the songs were In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel at all, or even close. One was actually a Christmas song, I think.
Probably. One was, yeah.
I got a little Glass Tiger.
You did? I tried to make sure it was the holiday weekend, so I blend in quite a few. That was my only non-completely holiday gig, was the one that you were at.
I love it.
All my other gigs last week were holiday music from start to finish. Except for, there was a private that I did, but that was not Christmas tunes, but all the public gigs I did were all sorts of Christmassy last week. So did a lot of that. Went Friday night, saw our boy Matt that you just mentioned. um, at the Goldfinger show in Philly with Sullivan and the Boy Detective and Suicide Machines. Hell of a show. Last time I saw Goldfinger, I believe, was in 1996.
Wow.
And they were still promoting their first album at that point. And I saw them 3 times. That's within like a year. All down in DC or Virginia area. I saw them do open up for the Buzzcocks for any of the old punk fans listening to the show, and then I saw them open for the Sex Pistols with Gravity.
Okay.
And then I saw them headline a show with Real Big Fish, Blue Meanies, and Weston all opening for them. So lots of memories brought back, and they still sound great. Their drummer, the horn section they had playing with them was the Real Big Fish horn section, which was cool.
Which is awesome.
During the first band, Sullivan, who's just released a cover recently of an Impression That I Get by the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. Dickie Barrett, the lead singer of the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, showed up at the show and came out on stage and sang with him, who he had
gotta be awesome
in 5 or 6 years since the Bosstones broke up. So that was incredible getting to see Dickie pop out. And then the drummer for Goldfinger right now is Jay Weinberg.
Max Weinberg's kid?
Max Weinberg's kid.
Nice. Look at
fantastic
me.
punk drummer. He's also the drummer for Suicidal Tendencies.
Oh, shit.
Grooves, and they do. Goldfinger's very good at getting whoever the in demand and like up and coming drummers and all of that are
pretty awesome
to fill in with them all the time. Travis Barker played with them for a few years. Like they've always have phenomenal drummers. So that show was fantastic.
Okay, they have 2 songs that I know. Not just one, but 2.
I'm gonna guess Here in Your Bedroom and Superman.
They have 3 songs that I know. 3 songs.
And probably 5 covers that you know.
One of them is definitely a cover.
Yeah.
Here in Your Bedroom is one that, and I first heard that when I first started working for the Rockets, and the Rockets covered it. So that was kind of cool. And then hearing the actual live version, the actual regular version, I was like, oh, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
I never followed up with them. 99 Red Balloons is the other one that I know, aside from Superman. They do a really good version of that. I like
They
that.
also do a great version of Feel Like Making Love. They do a 90-second version of Just Like Heaven.
90 seconds.
It's so good.
Okay.
The other friend of mine, Jimmy, who also a friend of the show that I and co-lead singer of Fab Fly, was like, oh, well, they just played part of the song. I was like, no, that was the whole song.
Oh,
Like, oh my God. I was like, yeah. Yeah, it's a little quick, but they put out a cover album, God, 25 plus years ago, and it's all great covers, and it's Is She Really Going Out With Him? It Feels Like Making Love.
I'm going to have to look for that at work tomorrow because we're not actually doing any work. So
album is called Darren's Coconut Ass.
They did a Duran Duran tribute album?
Oh yeah, they do Rio.
I'm looking at their
fantastic.
I'm looking at their discography as you're talking.
Yeah, they did a great version of Rio. They did a lot of covers back then. And that's so John Feldman, to go off on a Goldfinger tangent for us, started wrote their songs and then went and produced a ton of pop, punk, and punk albums since then. Like when Not Another Teen Movie soundtrack came out, John Feldman produced that. And that had all these great cover versions of songs, like Mest covered I'll Melt With You. John Feldman produced all of that and was in the video. He produced that band Sullivan I was just talking about. He produced a bunch of MXPX albums that have come out. Now MXPX's lead singer / bass player is the bass player for Goldfinger for the last decade. He's done stuff with Blink-182, with any pop punk band like Fountains of Wayne, Bowling for Soup. All of those guys are typically produced by John Feldman, or he's produced at least a handful of songs for him.
Nice.
So insanely talented guy, and he's a blast. And their stage show is awesome. There's nonstop energy. The dude's about to turn 60. He's 58. Crowd surfing during the show in a full 3-piece suit.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're fantastic. So I highly recommend going to see them. They don't play very often anymore.
Right.
They'll do like a handful of shows a year. So if you get the chance, definitely go check out Goldfinger. if you're into that kind of punk ska stuff, because they only played two types of music, punk and ska, and they played both. It was great. So that was most of what I did. Just wrapping up all the school year stuff and getting ready for the holiday, and a couple more gigs. One more gig left this year to the public that I'm doing, and then that's it. And then New Year's, and we'll go from there. But we have another show this year, hopefully for us.
Yeah, we should be able to get at least one more in. The only other thing I did was I finished in fantasy football at work in our dynasty league. This is the first year of the dynasty league. For a quick sports moment, I finished first overall in the league, so I got to bye. And then going into the first round of the playoffs, it wasn't looking good for me halfway through the day. I was on the very, very losing end. The guy that I'm playing won the league last year, but different team. He had Chris Olave popped off for 36 points for him. His defense got him 17 points. His kicker got him 14. And I'm watching my guys just like not drop numbers at all. He had Bryce Young starting at quarterback, and then right before game time, he took him out and put Lamar Jackson in.
Oh no!
And as it stands right now, with one player left to go for me, I am up 149 to 142, and I still have Christian McCaffrey left to go. So I am moving on to the finals. Barring Christian McCaffrey getting, 4 fumbles and being pulled out of the game, I can't lose the 6-7 points lead that I have.
Sorry. Just watched a video from my kid's school today. So.
He's very upset. 6-7. The other round of the playoffs is kid I work with, Sean, in IT, and the guy that I'm playing's brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't care. If CMC stinks tonight, that's fine. If Jonathan Taylor kind of ends up, pulling a muscle and doesn't play anymore, that would be fine, because I'm playing the guy that I work with in IT next week. He's up 149 to 129. He's got a 1% chance to lose. But he also has Jonathan Taylor going tonight, and his guy has Juwan Jennings going. I play Sean. It's a battle for IT. I would love Jonathan Taylor to pull a hammy and just miss next week, and then he can come back after that. I don't care.
Take a knee to his spine from a dirty team like Lamar did last night. Yeah, good.
Okay. That stinks. But the team. I'll talk to you about it offline. But the team I'm going up, his team, Sean's team, is really good.
Well, good luck.
I beat him by a game for first overall.
I'll call Zay Flowers, tell him to show up for you next week.
Zay Flowers showed up big late. He got me 24 points last night.
He's a good boy.
I like him. But enough of the sports breakdown.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, but we should. Do you want to talk about the stuff going on first, and then we'll hit our lists, or then we'll hit what we watched? One day we'll plan this show, boys, before we get here.
Let's do our lists first, because normally we do these lists, and Matt's very fond of saying make your own list, especially when I do wrestling lists.
Yeah, I've heard that about Matt. Matt may have said that to me in the last week.
Those two guys definitely can put 45 points up easily. I hope McCaffrey gets a rest tonight and comes back strong next week. Good luck to you. Yes. So Jack sent me a Google spreadsheet. So in lieu of doing a top 10 list of one that I pull offline, it's usually really bad. Jack sent me a list of TV shows and movies that he watched and I watched. Well, sent me a list.
I sent you a list of what came out.
There's 67 TV shows and 14 movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is what we've talked about, whether we watched it or not. There's some of those I did not watch. Like maybe 10 of those I didn't watch.
Of the 67 TV shows that came out, Jack watched 51.
Oh, I watched 3 more since then. Sorry.
Well, I think I included a couple of those on there.
Yeah, there's 3 more that dropped since then.
Right.
Anyway,
I have watched 21 and 3 seasons of the morning show, half of the studio, and I generously put half of The Last of Us season 2, and it was really only 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's all you needed.
And of the movies I saw 2, I believe.
Yeah, so movies, look, neither one of us watched a lot of movies.
3.
I watched maybe 13 of the releases of this year, probably a few more, but that I remember. Oh, no, I watched 12. Anyway, and half of them were kids' movies because I was at movies for my kids. And I still have ones that I have to watch. I still got to go see Wicked for Good. I still got to go see Final Reckoning, which is finally on Paramount, so I can watch that.
So of all these TV shows and movies, we decided to do a top 10 list of our own. And I got mine to 15. So I'll mention we'll do the top 10, and then I'll mention the 5 extra ones.
Yeah, I think we both have some honorable. I have like 10 honorable mentions that didn't make my top 10.
Right, and it was really close with a couple of these.
So we'll start at 10.
We'll start at 10 because these are going to be wildly different lists.
I have no doubt because I don't know that you watched anything that's on my top 10.
I may not have. All right. So
blend of TVs and movies. So just
what do you have at 10?
So my number 10 for the year watch that I had was Murderbot.
Right. Not on my list.
Not on your list. It's we talked about it on the show. I recapped as spoiler free as I could all year. But there is a season 2 coming out. Alexander Skarsgård is fantastic in it. I highly recommend going. It's a quick watch. If you like Star Trek and sci-fi and humor, go rock through Murderbot. It's a super quick watch.
Murderbot. Okay. My number 10 is Gen V. Way down at number 10.
Oh, that didn't even make my list.
Wow. And I squeezed, I'll tell you this, I squeezed Gen V above Landman barely.
Oh, you have Landman? You're at 11? Wow. All right.
Well, I have 21.
You only watched 20 shows. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah. What do you have at 9?
So 9, currently in 9, 8 episodes into a 9-episode season is Pluribus.
Oh my God. We have the same 9.
However, it was much higher 3 weeks ago. The last 2 episodes have quickly dropped that show down for me because it is, while stuff has happened, it has reminded me why Breaking Bad got so much better if you binged it.
Yeah. Vince Gilligan really likes the slow burn. And when he does a slow burn, he will devote an entire episode to no one talking and just looking at stuff.
And he did.
He absolutely did. I am enjoying the hell out of the show. There have been some, I think the last 2 episodes, I paused partway through them because I was like, Jesus Christ, I can't do this right now.
They've been bleak.
Yeah. For
sure. And not with the as much of the humor that's typically been injected.
Right.
Here and there.
Right. I do want to talk about that. I can't wait. There's one thing I noticed in that I want to bring up later. I will say this. This last year for me has been very, very rough. Home wise. So watching TV has kind of like fallen by the wayside. Next year, there's so much good stuff coming out that we'll talk about next week. I'm all chips in on watching stuff.
Sweet.
What do you have at 8?
So my 8 is Stranger Things.
Okay.
I thought the first 4 episodes were stellar.
I'll tell you this, and T's 4 episodes into Pluribus and he's enjoying it. We'll do the Pluribus recap thing way at the end so we can give T a chance to dip out without spoiling anything.
Yeah, we'll hit Fallout because I feel like everybody probably actually watched Fallout, and then we'll hit Pluribus and Landman and close out today.
At number 8 for me was Peacemaker, and it could have gone so much higher.
It's not even on my list.
Huh?
It's not even on my list.
Oh my God. But yeah, Peacemaker was. I enjoyed the hell out of
that. Yeah. Look, I thought Peacemaker was good this season. But it was it was all over the place for me. Like there was episodes where like that was great, and there was episodes like, oh my god.
Right.
So it wasn't consistent. It didn't hit fire consistently for me this season.
That's fair.
My number 7, which is going to be on nobody else's top 10 list in the world this year, was The Witcher, this most recent season.
Okay. Yep. Not on mine.
Yeah, I'm sure season 1 couldn't even be on yours. But
yeah. I will tell you this. I will tell you this. I have off half of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas Day, I'm probably not going to be doing a lot. I'm not going to be video gaming with people because everybody's going to be with their families. I am highly, 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 highly leaning towards starting Stranger Things. And even my manager at work said start it. So
yeah, look, it even the slow episodes move. Like it's the hardest thing with that show, the last 2 seasons at least, it is long episodes. Yeah. But at no point are you like, oh my God, is this episode going to end? You're like, right. Oh my God, there's still so much to do.
Good.
But like in a good way. Like that's why the show is in my top 10. Because even though every episode they dropped so far this year has been a solid hour, I'm still like, there's nothing I would cut. Like I wouldn't edit stuff out of it. Like there's shows where I can be like, well, you could have lost those 20 minutes that I didn't need. Done that in a montage. But
my number 7 is definitely not. It might not even be on your top 10 list, but for me, it was a good closeout to a series. I put Upload at 7 because I just had so much fun with that show.
It's a series for sure.
I look, the last handful of episodes were not spectacular, but it did the job that it needed to do, and I had fun with it.
I can't even remember how it ended. To be honest with you,
she sat in a cafe, drawn on an iPad.
Yeah,
with the ring. Whatever. What did you put at 6?
So I had The Bondsman at 6.
Okay.
The Kevin Bacon horror schlocky. Oh my God, that really, really deserved a season 2. I'm so pissed at Amazon for all the money they waste on shit. That Amazon did not go and throw a second season at The Bondsman. I had so much fun with that show.
Here's where our lists go like this now. Because I have Fantastic Four at 6.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume my next 2 definitely don't crack your top 10.
Fantastic Four came in at 12 for me.
Okay.
Like 11 or 12.
I enjoyed that a lot more than you did.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
What about wait, did I ask you what your 6 was?
Yeah, The Bondsman.
Okay. What's your 5?
Superman was my number 5.
Oh my God, we are again. This is wonderful.
Wow, this is surprising.
It's surprising that we have 2 in the same exact spots. Yes, I have Superman down at number 5. I have a feeling that the top 4 here, we're going to actually have some of the same shows in the top 4.
I think there will be 2, maybe.
3. No, not 2. 2 for sure.
There will not be 3. I can guarantee you there will not be 3.
Okay. Guarantee you there's 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed Superman. It was good enough to land at number 5 for me.
Yeah, so number 4 for me is Andor.
Okay. Now, we definitely did not discuss this ahead of time. 4 for me is Fallout.
Wow. Off 1 episode.
Yeah.
You thought the 1 episode of Fallout so far was better than anything else you watched this year.
I am so into the video game and the lore of Fallout that it sits up there for me.
I will have to go back and actually play the game because I started one of them. I don't remember which one.
So the events of this season of Fallout directly affect the events of Fallout 5 that's being developed.
Got it.
Which is neat.
And I mean, look, video games have such a quick turnaround time that totally makes sense to.
I mean, look, we're coming up on Grand Theft Auto 7, right? Because 6 was so much. Wait, no, okay. What's your number 3?
So number 3, I was split. So they're both Apple Plus shows.
Okay.
One is a crossover show because I think it actually made my top 10 last year, but the season wasn't done. But I could also put Severance in there. So I was split between Silo and Severance.
I couldn't get through 2 episodes of that. I'm so mad.
Which one? Severance?
I have to try that again.
Yeah, you do. But I'll stick with Severance. There was a couple there was at least one clunker episode this season for me, which hurt it.
Okay.
And I like it. It's another one of those. I feel like the full season could have been done in like 3 episodes. It's all very long the way that it's shot. It's one of those ones. It's the opposite of what I was talking about. Like Stranger Things is like, oh my God, we're still doing stuff. This is like, you're like, oh, I didn't need you to do all of that. Like you could have done this a lot faster. And look in Silo, but the last few episodes of Silo were just so good. It's setting up the rest of the next season and like the future of the show that next 2 seasons. I was like,
that's one that's still on my list of.
But what was your 3?
Andor.
Okay.
I loved that slow burn of Andor, and I loved everything. I loved everything about Andor. I know Andor is not a very popular. Matt, I know I'm surprised they didn't renew Wheel of Time, but also at the same time, I'm not. It was an expensive show, and the numbers just weren't there. A show Brett has seen. Oh. I haven't seen Silo yet. Silo is neck and neck with Stranger Things for what I want to do this week.
Look,
Stranger Things is everybody's talking about.
Yeah, but they'll be talking about the finale and the finale. What was your number 4 again before Andor?
Fallout.
That's right.
Fallout was my number 4.
All right, so my number 2, I know will not be on your list.
Oh.
Is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, no.
Because the number of times that I've seen that movie this year and heard the songs from it, and the fact that honestly, it still is fantastic from start to finish. It's a great movie.
Sure it is.
I have to throw that on up there on my list.
No. My number 2 ended up being Paradise.
Oh, I have no idea what your number 1 is going to be then.
No. Paradise is so good.
Agreed.
And no, Brett, I do not dye this. It would cost an arm and a leg to dye this. This has a shelf life of March is when I'm going to finally cut it down, I think.
All right. I'm looking forward to March.
Yeah. So is a couple other people.
See, T agrees with me on the K-pop. Like dude. Even I know you think it's a kids movie. It's not. It's just a damn good movie. Like it's as T said, it is great.
I don't doubt it.
And you like all of the things in it. You like demons getting killed, and you like anime to a point, and you like good storytelling.
I do love good storytelling, which is my Paradise is sitting at number 2, and I cannot wait for the next season that's coming out. What, February?
It's soon, yeah.
It's very soon. January's got some stuff coming too. So what's your number 1?
My number 1 was Paradise.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yes, Paradise Paradise is a show that I want to rewatch before going into season 2, only because I want that.
Yeah, look, I need to rewatch it knowing that Billy was in the Fresh Beat band is the only reason I want to rewatch it now, because that blows my mind once I realize that was who that kid is.
Listen, the remixes of the 80s tunes made it into my Spotify.
Oh yeah, look, they made it into my set list.
They're great.
I play some of those now. I do the Another Day in Paradise.
That's awesome. They're such great versions of those songs. Billy's episode was great.
Agreed.
My number 1.
I was missing the rest of the Fresh Beat band.
My number one show watched was Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I am a monster Trekkie. It just nudges out Paradise. They just started posting pictures. The cast did. They've wrapped season 5, and that's it for the series. They're done. They did 3, I think, and 4 kind of close together, and they just finished 5. They're wrapping everybody.
They're
on 5.
done, but they're not, right?
No,
there's another spinoff, right? But there's another spinoff.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Kirk spinoff?
Nothing officially announced at the moment. There is the Starfleet Academy Star Trek Starfleet 90210 that's coming out.
Yeah, I saw that trailer.
Paul Giamatti's in it. Becky Lynch from the WWE has a role in it as on the bridge. She's the best wrestler in the world, and she's not the only one that says it. T can back me up on that. Yeah. She has gone. Her character has taken on. She is 100% Donald Trump right now. Like everything she does is, she is just so, it's so funny how she melts down and she like is just channeling Donald Trump, and it works and it's great. Yes, Star Trek. Shocker. Those were better. That was a better top 10 list. What hit my almost making it? I have Landman, Creature Commandos, Daredevil, Reacher season 3, and Morning Show would have been higher if I actually watched this season. I let this season build up so that I could binge that whole thing. I think Morning Show is an absolutely awesome show. That's exactly the type of show I like.
Was Creature Commandos this year?
Was it? It was on the list. You put?
Did I?
Yeah, you put it on the list.
Oh, so that was the same as Silo.
Okay.
Where the last 2 episodes aired this year.
Okay.
Because that so I don't know if you remember when I went to look at the list at the beginning of the month. I said, let me put together the show list, and I had started one last year.
Yeah.
For this year, I said, hey, I'm going to start this Google Doc, and there was one line on it that was from January 1st of 2025.
That's
That was the last time that I filled it out. And I think it had Creature Commandos and Silo because they were already out. And I was like, oh, these are going to cross over, so I'll carry these on.
Nice.
So my honorable mentions, I had a few more than you there. So Twisted Metal this season,
okay, yep,
was on my list as an honorable mention of one of my favorite. Look, and these weren't the best shows, right? They weren't like the most dramatic, the most critically any of that shit.
Sure.
These were the shows that I enjoyed the most out of all the shows.
That's what my list was. The shows that I enjoyed.
But my other real honorable mentions, this season of Invincible, I thought was great. I talked about it on the show.
Okay.
Shoresy this season, oh my god, was so good. I love that show.
It's crazy that I keep forgetting that's a show to watch.
Season 5 drops on Christmas.
I'm partway through the first season, and I always forget to go back to it.
Season 4 dropped in February of this year. Season 5 is already out. Like that's why I love.
Maybe I'll watch it at work this week.
That's why I love Jared Kiso. He's great, and he just works, man. He put stuff out. He has another show coming out that I feel like I'm also going to really enjoy. Daredevil was an honorable mention for me. You like Daredevil way more than I did. I was shocked that wasn't on your list.
It was, but it didn't beat out when I looked at all those shows. It really didn't beat out anything that I put on here. Maybe it might have squeaked out Gen V. Because I really did enjoy Gen V, but I enjoyed all these other shows myself way more. My number one honorable mention was Friday Night Lights, but I didn't add that.
Wheel of Time, which we was mentioned in the comments earlier.
Wheel of Time grew on me.
This was the season that you were bought in, finally.
Yeah.
I thought this season of Poker Face was really good. I really liked Countdown. I hope that gets a season 2 for an Amazon with Jared. Not Jared Padalecki, the other one.
Yep.
God damn it. Yeah, not Sam Dean, the other one. Yeah. From Supernatural.
Yep.
Jared, what the hell is his name?
I don't know his name off the top of my head.
That's going to drive me nuts right now.
Go ahead, chat.
Yeah, somebody in the chat's going to say
the other Supernatural. Jensen, I couldn't think of his name either.
Soldier Boy. Welcome to Derry was right there. It's just not my. It was a great show. It's just not my kind of show. I enjoyed it though a lot, and then Always Sunny and Man on the Inside, as I just talked about Man on the Inside. But I think Man on the Inside was a recency thing. Thank you, Charles. And yeah, that was it. I thought Hack season 4 was not one of their better ones, but there was a couple episodes that were really good. But yeah, that was our lists for 2025. Next week, I think we're going to put together a list of the top couple things, shows and movies we are excited for coming in 2026 that are not Doomsday or Spider-Man, which I think would take us right over to the news.
We can start with that. I was gonna. Well, we'll start with the big casting news that came out earlier this week. After people have repeatedly been asking in fan casting who Brainiac would be, James Gunn saying that they weren't focusing on Brainiac, if I recall correctly. He just dropped the out of nowhere casting of Brainiac. Lars Eidinger, I want to say. Yeah. If I'm saying that right. I'm usually really bad with names. Lars Eidinger was cast as Brainiac. He's what, 50-ish? I think he's around 50. I had his IMDb up, but I had to reboot my computer and I forgot to pull that page up.
He is almost 50. He's 40.
He's a German actor. And somebody on Twitter asked James Gunn, what was it that stood out about this guy? He said his audition tape.
It's his eyes. He's got creepy eyes.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see. I want to see this guy's audition tape now. Like, just because to wow him. And he has been in nothing I have seen.
He seems to have been mainly in European films.
And he's been acting since the beginning of 2000. He's got like 80 credits to his name, but it's mostly all European stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm fine with that.
That's cool. Let's my take on casting is I'm like, let's just get to the movie. Just make sure the movie doesn't suck.
Principal photography slated to begin for Man of Tomorrow, April 2026. So
great, just so it can overshadow all the Supergirl news. And just to go back to T in the chat, who's called out the Always Sunny T. I know you've been hit or miss for the last couple months, and while we were probably hitting the show, but I've mentioned the Is It Cake episode multiple times on here because it was so brilliant. Everything about that episode and a couple of the episodes were fantastic. The one where they did the ghost kitchen. Oh my God.
I think that was that one. You can kind of just drop into an It's Always Sunny episode and you don't really need a lot of like catch up.
No, the tail end of this season you did because it was Frank on The Golden Bachelor. And oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, it's so good. Just being a complete asshole through the whole process was so good.
Star Wars Starfighter has wrapped filming ahead of its May 2027 release.
So many effects.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's scheduled reshoots.
Sure, I'm sure. But also on the Star Wars front, Ahsoka was nowhere to be found on the Disney Plus 2026 preview, which means we're not getting Ahsoka season 2 until 2027.
Maybe,
but at this point, that's what it looks like. And look, I'm sorry. I really enjoyed the first season of Ahsoka. There were definitely some wrong turns that they took, making Sabine a Jedi. We could go on for a very long time talking about Star Wars and the misdirections that they've taken. Matter of fact, I'm going to mention something else. But wait until 2027 for that show is criminal at this point. And Matt's right. Matt's shocked that T watches It's Always Sunny because he hates Philly. You don't like the Sixers either. Or the Phillies.
He says he doesn't hate Philly, he just hates the Eagles.
And the Flyers.
See? And yeah, so Philly sports. Like, but how do you feel about the Union, who went the farthest of any Philly team this year? So look, the Star Wars Ahsoka show was okay. Look, I don't believe though that we're not going to get any Star Wars properties on Disney Plus next year.
Now, I didn't say any Star Wars properties.
Well, what else are we getting?
The first episode of Ahsoka came out in 2023.
Yeah.
Right. So we're what? 4 years between seasons is criminal.
That was it filmed 2 years before that.
Right. Like that's just awful. I don't know what we're going to get.
Well, welcome to Severance.
We'll talk about what we're going to get next week. Um,
Yeah.
but we did have a trailer that dropped.
There's been a couple.
Well, the one big one that dropped, there's a Marvel trailer dropped, and then there was a 3-hour post-credit scene from the trailer on a watery planet called Pandora, I believe.
Yeah.
So they put the Doomsday is going to release 4 trailers, one a week for the next 3 weeks.
Supposedly, yeah.
For the next 4 weeks, I apologize. Supposedly. And then they're supposedly going to release the actual Doomsday trailer, which I'm going to assume is all 4 of these in some form together.
But like, how crazy is that? Just to push the box office for Avatar.
They put the Marvel trailer behind, which is in competition.
Well, it's not. It's the same company.
Well, yeah, but yeah, I guess for box office numbers. I mean, they re-released Avatar to beat Endgame in the theater.
Yeah, but this is before Avatar 3, which they need to make their money back on Avatar 3. That's all.
Yeah. So there was a trailer. It leaked online. Then somebody ran it through an AI program to brush it up and make it all shinier. And you can find it if you look hard enough. Even Jack trying to find it was pretty rough today. More reaction videos. I think
I've seen it. I've read a description of it, which was annoying.
Yeah.
Not the fact that there is a description to read, but the contents have said description. Which is, pretty much, and we had heard about this last week already, I think, on the show, where it looks like they are just going to erase phases 4 and 5.
It looks like, so
but
in
they're
the
not,
trailer,
because the cast is that.
Right.
They announced the cast released.
So Chris Evans is officially back as Captain America. In the trailer, at one point, Steve Rogers is holding a baby, which is assumed to be Steve and Peggy's baby. The assumption,
they're problematic thing.
The assumption being that Steve going back in time to leave the Infinity Stones where they were supposed to be, but staying back in time, causes an incursion into Victor Von Doom's Earth, killing his family, which sets him off on a path to come and kill Steve Rogers.
Oh God.
That's the rumored plot line.
All of that is awful, but you get Tony versus Steve again.
You get Tony versus Steve. You get the end of Doomsday, the end of Endgame, which is being re-released in the theaters a few months before Doomsday. The end of Endgame will now directly lead into Doomsday, which, as you said, means that it looks like they're erasing 4 and 5, saying we screwed up with a lot of this stuff. But most of the characters from 4 and 5 will be in Doomsday.
Right.
Shang-Chi's in Doomsday. All the people from Black Panther are in Doomsday. Namor's in Doomsday. All of these properties will be.
Thunderbolts are in there, right?
Thunderbolts are in there. Daredevil's in. No, Daredevil's not in there.
No.
No.
But you get Sam Wilson's Avengers. You get the new Avengers.
Yes.
You get the.
I like the idea of the story, but I think they're going to execute it fine. But yeah, it's literally it sounds like it's going to be Civil War 2.
Well, yes, like so Civil War 2 is tricky because there was a Civil War 2 in the comics.
Right.
This is going to be Secret Wars.
Right.
But it's going to be the Secret Wars that Jonathan Hickman did, which was not good. Secret Wars that everybody thinks of when I say Secret Wars in Marvel to you, right, is the 1984 Jim Shooter organized one that was, hey, there's a planet and there's a dude called the Beyonder that's just a thought that's going to bring all these people together and just wants to watch them fight because he saw Earth and thought it was cool. And they're going to fight for 12 issues, and then we're going to reset the Marvel Universe when they come back. Spider-Man have a black costume. The Thing will be gone. She-Hulk will be in the Fantastic Four. Everybody will be flipped around. It'll be great. We're going to take these characters. We're going to push them. We're going to sell toys. It'll be wonderful. That's the Secret Wars everybody thinks of. because it was fantastic. And it was the first big crossover event.
Right.
Crisis on Infinite Earths was inspired at the same time. Like that all released within like a year or so of each other. Then we got Secret Wars 2 a year later because the quest for more money. And they brought the Beyonder back to Earth as like a dude with Jerry curls wearing Michael Jackson gear is a white dude. It was wild. Secret Wars 2 was totally wild. Like the Molecule Man was like the biggest player who was like a C-list Fantastic Four villain that they brought back in the original one as well. But he's incredibly powerful. He can control like molecules, hence the name, and create all sorts of life. He's been a big player in Fantastic Four ever since. And he's also a big player in the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars that just is only maybe 10 or 11 years old. But that's not the Secret Wars that the Russo brothers was like, we want to do Secret Wars. That's not the one they meant. But that requires a Battle World 2, and that is more Victor Von Doom is where he's in the new Secret Wars. He's a much bigger player. He was a big player in the original Secret Wars too. And he fixes his face in the original Secret Wars for a little while when he takes the Beyonder's power. So there's parallels where you could still get Robert Downey Jr. as Robert Downey Jr. without the mask. But we got to see what the next 4 teasers are.
Well, so according to this, and I don't have any more details in this, but the Thor trailer has been leaked online also. I don't have any other details, and I'm not looking anything up. This just happened to come across while I was glancing at something. It appears Thor will be much more serious and Thor-like, unlike the way he was portrayed in Love and Thunder. That's a blessing.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Like Thor was too morose in most of Endgame for me.
He was.
There's a balance that we could find there.
Yes. And the Spider-Man trailer leaked. I tried to watch it at work today. The person that leaked it, if he's still with us, for leaking the Spider-Man trailer, it looked like it was a TV set in a room, in a room.
Yeah.
And the dude was holding his camera to the side, like shooting kind of at the TV, but to the side. And this dude left the white arrow cursor right in the middle of the damn screen, but it looked like he shot it off a Nokia phone, and it was so dark I couldn't tell, but I saw some comments and stuff and people saying stuff and saying this, and it looks like this is going on and this, and I'm not ready for that, but that trailer allegedly is a
4-hour epic because it is not a short book. I don't know if this is the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Tom Holland is playing Telemachus. I don't remember the Odyssey, the ins and outs of the Odyssey.
Are we still live, kids?
Yes, we're still live.
Okay.
I hope we're still live.
Reading the comments.
Yeah. Maybe he's talking about that other dude. I hope we're still live. Wait. Yes, we're live.
Okay.
Yes. Right. I don't remember the Odyssey well enough to know anything more than I remember he fights the Cyclops, because I remember seeing that on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
We were not down. Back? Did we really? Wait.
So they, I don't remember that, but I mean, I read the Iliad and the Odyssey a couple times.
Shit!
Well, I'm glad we are non-glitching. They probably saw Frank looking at Marvel stuff and were like, "Here you go."
I wasn't looking at Marvel stuff specifically.
All right. What other news we got?
I'm good. That I don't have any other news actually.
So we do have in the MonsterVerse.
In the
Godzilla-verse, Monarch Legacy of Monsters, I believe season 2 is soon.
Okay.
Hold on. When is Monarch? But in addition to that, coming soon, it's coming out February 27th, which is great. Because that first season was fantastic. But we got more of an announcement since then that they are going to do a spin-off with Wyatt Russell as Colonel Lee Shaw.
Oh, nice.
So I really hope they work that in where it is him and Kurt Russell doing 2 different time frames, and it's Kurt Russell telling a story and flashing back and forth with Wyatt Russell. I think that would be amazing. if we get that to set, because that was one of the coolest parts of the show was they kept time jumping around, and you got to see the young Wyatt Russell played the young Kurt Russell on the show, and I think the lore that they're delving into with this stuff is really neat. How it has been tied all the way back to the first one of these Godzilla movies in this universe. I think we're four movies plus 2 King Kong movies in that they've even tied in the Kong movie to this storyline in the TV show, and now we've got Kong to start season 2. Yeah, they're like using found footage that they shot while they were making Skull Island 10 years ago.
That's
on
awesome.
The Legacy of Monarch Legacy show, and you met a character that I hadn't seen all those movies yet, so I didn't realize this character that I'm watching is a young John Goodman.
Oh,
on
okay.
the TV show, and you saw the fate of his character in a movie that came out 10 years ago. Like, it's really cool the way they're twisting all the timelines and working all these characters in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun stuff. So we're getting that. I think that's all the news.
That's all the news that I had.
So Percy Jackson season 2 dropped. Picks up right a couple months after, I think maybe the end of the summer. I think we got summer break. Or we got it's summer again, and they're going to summer camp. So we had a school year in between season 1 and season 2. And it picked right up. It's super fun so far. If you liked season 1 and you like that kind of young adult stuff, it's one of the shows that I can actually get my whole family to watch. So there's not many of those.
Right.
That we all do. And so season 2 is out. 3 episodes are already dropped. They're all quick watches. They're like 30, 40 minutes. But it's been really good so far. So
I think I tried to read the Iliad and Odyssey when I was in school too, and I don't remember if I actually ever finished it.
I probably read a reimagined version where it's not Homer's writing. Yeah. Homer's writing is definitely thick.
Now I owned them in the literature books that we had on our shelf that was right next to the Encyclopedia Britannicas.
Yeah.
And these like how to fix it books that we had in this bookcase my dad built. But we had these classic literature books that had all those different stories in them.
Yeah, look, and we've all seen reimaginings of the Odyssey.
Sure. Sure. But that's
even stuff like based on the Iliad. Like we've seen like Troy, the movie Troy.
Yes.
Right, plays in a lot of the stuff on the Iliad and
great movie.
Troy, all of that kind of stuff. There's been Marvel comics that have adapted those things.
Before we go into the rewatch or the rewatch, before we go into the catch up, I haven't updated you on Talkville.
Oh God, yeah.
So Talkville just finished season 7. Which was the last of the Michael Rosenbaum episodes until the very finale.
Yeah.
And they loved it. He gave it a 3 roses, which they haven't given to any episode of any show at all. And when they talked about continuing on and doing seasons 8, 9, and 10, he's very coy about it and kind of non-committal about doing it. And Tom is basically going, well, if you're not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. And yet at the same time, they're still asking people to subscribe to their Patreon.
Of course.
One of their regular call-in with question guys basically put their feet to the fire and was like, you keep asking people to subscribe. And they read it on air. Like they read the voicemail. Yeah. The guy, right. She was a guest a few times, and she said she'd love to do it with Tom, but I don't know if I can see Rosenbaum sitting through 3 seasons of a show that he wasn't on and honestly reviewing them and being positive. He got much more positive the last 2 seasons.
He's not making money doing anything else, man.
Well, there's that too.
Which just last piece back on the Odyssey, because I was trying to remember what stuff would be based on it. But if you ever watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou with George Clooney and all those guys, that is actually based on the Odyssey.
Okay.
Which is where they hit their trials and tribulations as they're trying to get home to his wife with his Dapper Dan hair gel.
What was
love that movie.
Sons of Anarchy is loosely based off Hamlet in a way.
Sounds
right. But what we what
it was awful, but yeah.
what we watched, right? What we watched this week.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, we'll hit Fallout, then we'll hit Pluribus and Landman. But so Fallout, look, this one episode, I want to hear your thoughts. It made it into your top 4.
It did.
For the year from this episode.
I did. I was kind of thinking of the first season too, but it can sit there. There were so many little Easter eggs and so much cool stuff that they managed to walk through in this episode. Her sitting in a dinosaur mouth, that whole hotel area, just the moving of the story forward and getting them to Vegas. Mr. What the hell's the guy's name? Mr. House was played by a different actor. It was Justin Theroux.
Yes.
But that's not the real Mr. House. Mr. House is in the scene where they're
spoilers, everybody.
Oh yeah, spoilers. Well, I mean, this is all conjecture too. But when they're all in that meeting room talking about dropping the nuclear bombs that Cooper's listening in on, there's a shadowy figure standing up above on a balcony that one person glances up and looks at. That's supposedly Mr. House, the real Mr. House.
Which last season, Mr. House was played by Rafi Silver.
Right. This season looks like it's going to be great. They didn't even touch on the Brotherhood of Steel really yet. A couple little scenes with them, but they haven't even dug into that yet.
Right.
I'm all in on it.
Yeah, look, I thought it was good. Some of the stuff when they went back to the silos or whatever they were called in here,
the vaults
was a little long for me. Like we just, not that didn't suck me in there, but I'm excited to see more of the Ghoul and Lucy together, and yep. I think Kyle MacLachlan getting to do some more stuff this season looks like it's going to be fun.
Yeah. I hope he's got a little bit of a bigger role.
And less Maximus, so I was good with that. I don't love that character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like I said, I loved season 1, so I'm excited for this to get back to that level. It didn't hit it out of the park for me with the first episode, but I know that based on last season, I'm sure it'll get there. And that was that was just under 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's a pretty fast turnaround.
So it was 2024. So like April 2024 is when the finale aired. So not even 2 years. Yeah. But Ahsoka. I love it. So yeah, I like, we'll continue as we go through the next couple months, talking through how Fallout's doing and all the other shows that are going to keep on dropping. So that brings us to, because I know that we were waiting. T was saying
your favorite Landman.
Caught Pluribus or Landman. We can hit Landman real quick because there's nothing to spoil in the show because fucking nothing's happened. God damn it, it's so slow.
The only thing that seems to be happening is the rift between Cammy and the hell's his character's name?
Tommy.
The rift between Cammy and Tommy is getting wider. She's getting closer with Andy Garcia's character. We got some horses finally in Landman. We got some horses moving cattle around, and
I was so shocked,
waiting for the spin.
I was so shocked that Taylor Sheridan wasn't one of the guys.
Dude,
I thought it was.
All I wanted was a connection to Yellowstone right there. You had it. You could have connected it to Yellowstone right there and put them in the same universe.
Yeah, and the fact that they were drinking when they were at the doing the walk around, and that there wasn't a what's his thing? The double the brand, like his tequila brand, his beer brand, like he has all that stuff.
Yeah.
That wasn't the tie-in when they were at the Expo of the Future.
Yep.
This episode had so much filler to it.
There was a lot of filler. There was a lot of filler.
There was a lot of stuff setting up other things. Look, there was less of the wife, which was great, thankfully. But I don't need any of his family on this damn show. They are the least interesting part of this show. Like his son.
Yeah,
I have zero interest in watching anything about him.
Coors Banquet. I told you, I texted you. Give me half the show of Tommy and Sam Elliott, of Billy Bob and Sam Elliott driving around in a car talking.
Yeah.
And give me the other half of the show when they're doing business shit. And I'm fine. You want to sprinkle in a dinner every once in a blue moon? That's fine. Sprinkle one in here and there. But the business stuff, the shady dealings, the pipeline thing, having her go to meet the geologist. Gee, I didn't see that one coming.
Oh God, I blocked that part out, and that looks like I watched the trailer for next episode. It's going to be a whole thing with the two. I'm like, no, like they ruined that.
Yeah.
He ruins every female character that you give him to write. So I'm excited for him to ruin Demi Moore by having her bang Andy Garcia by the end of the season, because I guarantee that happens.
Yeah. And finally, we get to Pluribus. So if you haven't watched Pluribus and you're one of the 2 people left watching the show right now, Pluribus finally moved the story forward after the end of last week's show. The end of last week's show, Zoja showed back up after she apparently did that for real. Like, apparently they actually really painted that on the street, because Google Earth apparently ruined that moment for some people.
That's creepy that people are that.
Yes, they are. But this was definitely this is definitely an interesting episode. She got Zoja to talk in pronouns, in like I.
It wasn't me. Like she asked, which was the weird part.
Now, do you think it had to do with them? Well, no, actually, that wouldn't make sense, because the other guy's banging all the models, so that doesn't make sense. But at one point while they were standing there making food, Zoja was talking as a single entity, and then stopped after a couple minutes, like looked down, and almost like she rebooted herself.
But she did, but then she was like, "Oh, you're getting a visitor."
Right. But something happened where she was able to access this the singular part of Zoja and not the collective mind part of Zoja.
Yeah, I think we only have one episode left, so I really hope that they tie some things up. But look, having watched Better Call Saul, which it was all so well done, but you would go like 4 episodes of filler.
Right.
And then you get all these revelations, be like, oh my God, this is great. And then you can't wait for the next season. I feel like that's what's going to happen here, but like, let's just get there, man.
Yeah. I want to see, but I enjoyed it.
Because I need to know what's going on with this other character that like I'm supposed to care about, Manusos.
Yeah.
Like they're dragging that out where like, he's as hard or harder for me to root for than Carol, and I really have trouble rooting for Carol.
So do I. Carol's an awful human being.
They're trying to make sure
she's written that way, but she's an awful human being in that show.
Yeah, and it's tough to root for awful human beings.
It is.
When there's not anybody they're playing against, like she's not playing against like a good person or anybody being corrupt. It's just her, and Ray Seahorn is fantastic. But it's tough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
so hey, Merry Christmas to everybody that celebrates. Hope anybody that celebrated Hanukkah had a fantastic celebration the last week or so. And I mean, nobody's worse than Pam, Matt. For the comments asking if this Carol is worse than Pam, nobody is a worse human being than Pam from The Office. But Carol is a close second. And anybody else that has anything to celebrate, all the best to all of you. You can check me out, Jack Kid Music. Catch my last show of the year this week at 5 Point Sports Bar. You can catch Frank, or you guys have a show coming up, or you taking a break for the holidays?
We're probably taking the next 2 weeks off of the island. We're gonna let some stuff regrow on the island, and we're gonna come back strong. There's a lot of the episodes are pre-taped right now to give them a chance to go be with their families. They weren't able to do that in the past under Vince. So T and I are going to take probably this week and next week off.
Enjoy that.
Wednesdays when we do it is either New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve.
Yeah. So
this is easier to do on a Monday.
Yeah, enjoy the break there. Hopefully, anybody listening gets the chance to go rewatch the Jake Paul fight as many times as you can. As all of the replays have made me so happy.
Hey,
but yeah.
If you're a Cowboys fan, condolences.
And thanks for finding the Geek Spot. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. We'll see you next time.